Michael Kofi Odro show running between now and midday, where we bring you the midday edition of Good Afternoon Ghana. Right about time to bring you editorial. We set out the week to look into our sporting infrastructure, but there continues to be reasons why we have to not entirely depart, but also have to deal with other issues. Yesterday, the coach of the Black Stars, Otto, named a 25-man squad that will continue Ghana's journey to the FIFA 2026 World Cup to be staged in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. And so it is very important. It's an important feature we cannot overlook. And this morning, we will be having an extensive conversation with some candidates of the upcoming National Chapters Committee elections. And so we have to deal with Coach Otto's squad on editorial. But we'll still make time to talk about infrastructure. Even if it is a minute, we'll certainly touch on infrastructure. So we'll first walk you through the squad as named by head coach Otto. 3 goalkeepers. Lawrence Atizigi is there, coming from St. Gallen. Joseph Annan is coming from St. Patrick's Athletic in the Irish League. We have Benjamin Asari from Accra Hearts of Oak, the only home-based player in the 25-man squad. For the defenders, we have usual suspects, including Gideon Mensah of AJ Auxerre. Now, Derek Arthur Cohn is a first-timer. This is his debut call-up. He plays for Union Berlin in the German top flight. And then there's Mohamed Salisu AS Monaco, Jerome Opoku from Istanbul Başakşehir, and then we have Alexander Diko of Fenerbahce, Jonas Adete from FC Basel, Tariq Lamptey from Brighton and Hove Albion. We understand he may be on his way to the Italian Calcio Serie A for a season-long loan. Caleb Irinchi plays for FC Nordirland in the Dutch top flight. And then for the midfielders, Elisha Owusu, whenever is fit, you are sure that Coach Otto will extend invitation to him. He plays for AJ Auxerre. He is there. Mohamed Kudus from Tottenham Hotspur is also there. Ibrahim Osman is with AJ Auxerre. Ibrahim Suleimana of Atalanta. Thomas Terpate from Villarreal. Abdul Sales Samed, OG Nice. And then for the forwards, we have Antoine Semenyo, AFC Bournemouth. Kamaldeen Suleimana coming from Atalanta. There's Joseph Pentel from LA Galaxy, undoubtedly one of Ghana's most informed players, taking the MLS by storm in the United States. He is in the squad. There's Jerry Efriye from Real. And then Jordan Ayew, captain of the side, coming from championship side Leicester City. Christopher Bonsuba was a feature in the Unity Cup played in the offseason just at the end of last season in England. And he also returns to the Black Star squad. He now plays for Al-Qadsiya in the Saudi Pro League. And then there's Inaki Williams from Spanish La Liga side Athletic Club. So we'll quickly walk you through some of the notable absentees. For every Black Star squad, you expect that there are some notable names that will not make the cut. So let's see who is number 1 on our notable absentees. We have Andre Ayew. We are not sure whether he's still captain of the team or he's not, because Jordan Ayew has been named as captain of the team. But Andre Ayew has fallen out of favor with Coach Otto. We are not too sure what the reasons are. But even when he signed for Le Havre somewhere last season and hit good form, hit impressive form, was scoring, was providing assists, was playing the entire duration of the game, the coach continued to overlook Andre Ayew. So we are not sure whether he will be returning to the team or not. But as we speak, he's a big casualty in this squad because most of the players have not played up to 3, 4, 5 games. So for a lot of them, it is the performances they turned out last season that has earned them places in the squad. And Andre Ayew did very well in the second part of the season with Le Havre, but he's absent. Another absentee is the man who is already making the headlines at the King Power Stadium. Abdul Fattah Ishahaku also misses the squad. That could be understandable because Fattah Ishahaku picked up an injury while representing the Black Stars in Angola, in a game that I watched in Angola. And he got injured in the game somewhere late November. November last year. Had not played competitive football until August of this year when the English Championship started and he featured for Leicester City. So it is understandable that, yes, he's providing the assists, he's getting the goals, but you didn't expect Otto to name him in the Black Star squad. Now, another player, probably our biggest revelation from the last time we played in the Africa Cup of Nations in Cote d'Ivoire, Majid Ashimeru, big hit in that AFCON where we had a disappointing spell in Cote d'Ivoire. But if there's any player we could excuse, the first name that came to mind was Majid Ashimeru and probably Alexander Jiku. He had a very fine tournament. It was his debut Africa Cup of Nations. On the back of it, he's been inconsistent as a result of injury. But he got fit late in the season, played so well for his club, Anderlecht, got the opportunity to play in the Unity Cup in the United Kingdom, played so well in the Unity Cup. And so you would expect that if we're going to name a squad for competitive football on the back of the Unity Cup, Abdul Majid Ashimeru should have been in the squad. That is the position of Metro Sports. But unfortunately, we do not make the calls. And so Coach Otto decides to leave Abdul Majid Ashimeru out of the squad. Another big absentee is Razak Simpson of Nations FC. Again, diverse thoughts on his absence, whereas there are those who feel that, yes, we have not had competitive football on the local front after the league ended somewhere mid-June. And so on what basis was the coach going to call? But yeah, some players have also not played at all, but they are called on the basis of their previous performances for the Black Stars, and in the last season, it is the reason some of the names are there. But we can't excuse Coach Otto because unlike Benjamin Asari, who has had some good games in the off-season, Razak Simpson has not had, and Benjamin Asari he's our number one shot as we speak. So even when the league is off and the league is about to resume, he kept in the Gaka top four, but I'm sure the call-ups were made before the top four. But it's still understandable that Benjamin Asari is there. So we'll wait to see. There are other games in October to see whether Razak Simpson is in or not. If he doesn't appear in the October squad, if he's fit and plays for Nations FC in the season that will start mid-September and is still omitted or overlooked in the October squad, then gradually maybe Coach Otto is fading him out of the squad. But because we haven't played competitive football for almost 3 months, we cannot criticize Otto for leaving out Razak Simpson. And now for me, the biggest absentee, he's never had a Black Stars call-up, but for me, he's the biggest absentee from the squad. Now, Joseph Valakot is another absentee that should be mentioned. But I understand why the St. Patrick goalkeeper is given a call-up ahead of Joseph Valakot, because he's been active. The Irish League does not follow the calendar. The calendar of the Irish League is not in sync with the leagues in England, Italy, Spain, and all. So the Irish League has traveled beyond 20 games, and he's been keeping the post for St. Patrick. So of all our goalkeepers, he's the most active. You can make same case for Kojo Opon-Pepra, who plays for OG Nice in the French Le Championnat. And I said that he's the most active Ghanaian player anywhere. The season he was transferred from Knockshopin to OG Nice. And in the Swedish league, which started somewhere June, he was a regular feature. He played 15 games for Knockshopin in the Swedish top flight, was active. And following that performance he turned out in the Swedish league, he got the deal to move to OG Nice. At OG Nice, he's already hit the ground running. And okay, so let's check. Kojo Opon-Pepra, born on the 4th of June 2004, just 21 years, and he's played at the under-17 for the Black Stars. He's played at the under-20, the Black Satellite. So if he's been transferred to France and he's doing well, if he's playing in Sweden and he's doing well, yes, maybe he should be considered. I'm sure he's been considered, but it's the call-up that has not come yet. So yes, in the Swedish top flight, he played 15 games between June and end of July before he got transferred to OG Nice. And at OG Nice, the league is only 2 weeks old, but he's featured in all the 2 matches played by OG Nice and has played an accumulated 180 minutes for OG Nice in the 2 games that have been played. Talking about Kojo Opon-Pepra, what it means is that he's played full 90 minutes. He's played the entire duration of the game in the two games that he's featured. And these are the games he featured for Knockshopin in the Swedish top flight. The last time he played for them was 21st of July before being transferred to OG Nice. So he's been active and he's doing well. Otto was there on the opening weekend of the French Le Championnat. Otto was there. He went to watch the game involving OG Nice and Toulouse. I also watched that game by kind courtesy my Canal Plus decoder. I get to watch the French Les Championnats. And it will be difficult for anybody to convince me that any coach who watched Kojo Opompepra in that game will not be convinced about his quality. But again, early days yet, the squad may have been prepared even before Otto went there to watch him. And I'm sure it's from that same game that he scored a player like Addo Samet, because Salas did not, he was almost not part of the Sunderland story last season. Hardly did he get game time for Sunderland. He comes to OG Nice, plays 2 games. The first game, Coach Otto was there, watched Addo Samet, and also watched Kojo Opompepra. I'm sure it's on the basis of that he extended invitation to Addo Samet. And so we feel that, yes, he's missed out on this one, but in the future, he's one that must be considered for the Black Stars call-up. If you consider his quality and you consider the numbers that he's making with his club, OG Nice.